I'm currently working with a client I met through YouTube. He's got a SaaS idea that checks all the right boxes. B2B, multi-million-dollar industry, and a valid pain point that an app can solve. I have to share it with you because this is how you find a SaaS that sells. And yes, my client gave me permission to share it. He wasn't worried at all because he knows he's one out of a million who can take it from idea to actual business. And that's the main takeaway here. By the end of this video, I want you to ask yourself, how can I do what he did in my own way? And of course, YouTube is the land of spoon feeding. So I'll tell you what to do by the end. But see if you can work it out yourself before we get there. Let's go. The billion-dollar SaaS idea. Quick tangent. My client doesn't know what to name his SaaS yet. If you have any suggestion, drop them in the comments. Now, here's a breakdown of the idea. It's a transportation management tool targeted at North American SMEs in the logistic industries. Specifically those who move cargo across international borders by truck. Let's say I've got a company that transports potatoes from the US to Canada. My trucks can only carry the cargo part of the way. For the remainder, I need to use third-party providers. To manage this effectively, I need to worry about finding reliable vendors, load management and tracking, payment calculations and processing. All this on top of the usual equipment repair and maintenance schedules for my own trucks and trailers. Right now, the only software solutions that address these have severe limitations. Number one, we have Always Track, doesn't support driver's payment and is quite lacking in analytics. Number two, McCloud Software and TMW, which are both extremely expensive and have very outdated UI UX. Basically, they are the Salesforce of the trucking industry. When I say extremely expensive, prices start at around $50,000. Way out of budget for smaller players who now don't have a way to manage their transport. My client plans to address this gap with a SaaS that has load tracking and dispatch management with distance calculation between cities. Number two, invoicing capabilities. Number three, driver's payment processing. Number four, comprehensive accounting features including payables and receivables management. To facilitate these core features, the SaaS will feature separate apps for different users and integrations with instant messaging and accounting tools. Nerd shit. And all of these at an affordable price and with a modern, intuitive user interface. So what makes this idea so good? I've covered this in a previous video, so let's break it down starting with the most important reason. He chose to work with me. My team and I at Upside Studio help non-technical entrepreneurs grow past $5 to $10 million in annual revenue with custom software. We've worked with over 30 leading brands across industries. These businesses were stuck where no ready-made solution on the market solved their problem. To continue growing, they had to make their own solution. If your business is also currently stuck at this 5 to 10 million level and you want to explore custom solutions, let me help. There's a link in the description to sign up for a free, no strings attached strategy session. We'll dissect your current constraint together and you get an honest opinion about whether custom software is your answer. And if yes, we decide if we can work together. If it's not, you just save yourself from a very big investment with no ROI. Apply through the link and we'll be in touch. I'm only taking 3 of these calls per month and it's first come, first serve. So if you want to work with me, apply now. Back to the video. Target audience. The best target audience for a SaaS is a specific industry. Why? Because unlike people, businesses are a lot more logical in their decision making, tend to face identical problems, and are usually less broke. So that means your total addressable market is big and can afford to pay for a subscription. And if you can help one of them, chances are you can help all of them. Businesses don't go around saying, I'm not like any other goals. Problem being solved. The most profitable problems are both serious and frequent. Serious meaning the problem carries big risk or affect key outcomes. Frequent meaning it's encountered often, daily, weekly, constantly. The more frequent and serious the problem, the more valuable the solution. And my client says solve a problem that is both. So I've just told you his big idea. It's definitely a valid problem and the market size is huge. But I bet nobody watching this will be able to do anything with it. And it's got nothing to do with how much money you have or how well you can code. It's got everything to do with industry experience and network. My client has been running his own trucking company since 2019, and he's been part of the logistic industry in North America since 2015. That's nearly a decade of experience, most of it as a business owner. So he will know if the solution works. He's solving his own problem. And he's seen other industry players go through the same thing. In fact, they know each other. His network of transportation businesses and owners are his idea validators and beta testers. And if he's onto something, which it looks like he is, there will be his first paying customers. That barrier of getting your first users to trust you without a proven track record is huge. My client won't have that issue. I've covered examples of this before. MarkMate is a homework feedback automator created by James Holmes, a teacher. FieldCloud is a real-time field monitoring solution created by Alex and Kevin, siblings of a family of 4 generations in the oil distribution business. I'm not saying my client's idea is a guaranteed success, but this is as legit as it gets. So where does that leave you? I know most of my viewers don't have the luxury of being in my client's position. So how can you do what my client did without having what he has? You need to find someone like my client who doesn't realize he's sleeping on a gold mine. How to find your $1 million SaaS idea. There are many people like my clients across industries. They have experience, they have the network, they feel the pain. They just lack the tech savviness to connect the dots and realize the potential of an app or SaaS. Find them. If I were you, instead of watching videos on SaaS ideas, I'll be reaching out to business owners. My message would clearly explain I want to build a SaaS tailored to a specific industry, invite them to be my strategic partner for industry insights, offer to develop a prototype for free if they test it and give feedback, ask for help co-marketing the SaaS with them as the face of it. Lots of industries all over the world are ripe for disruption. They are outdated as the legal system, business license application, healthcare, I could go on and on and on. So why does nothing change? Because those in the industry are too busy to solve it, and those who can solve it are not in the industry. You need to be the SaaS building expert, whether you build with no code or you hire an agency. The value you bring to the table is being able to translate pains into digital solution, which many industry experts have zero clue how to do. They know these problems are big, frequent, and have been around since before their time. But they don't know an app can make it all go away. And that's where you come in. And now you need to honestly answer a difficult question. Do you really know how to build a SaaS? Let me paint a picture. You've approached a business owner and positioned yourself as an expert on building SaaS. The business owner jumps on his table and screams, "My business has been suffering for years. All my friends in the industry too. You can help me with an app?" And you go, "Hell yeah!" And he goes, "How wonderful." The two of you embrace, hold hands, and go for a walk along the beach. You talk about spending your lives together and how many children you will have. The sun starts to set and you pause and face each other. Everything is perfect. You lean in for a kiss. Just before your lips touch, the business owner whispers, "How long will it take to build?" You whisper back, "I don't know." So he slaps you in the face and walk away. If you want to seal the deal, truthfully, the correct answer is 12 to 16 weeks. This is my 8 years of software development speaking. If you plan right, 12 to 16 weeks is enough to develop almost every kind of prototype. Custom code, no code, barcode, fur code, any kind of code. The bigger the scope, the closer it will be to 16 weeks. In most cases, it won't have to be that complicated. Closer to 12 weeks is very realistic. Get your app in the hands of users as soon as possible. Until then, everything you build is just guesswork. So if you've never built a SaaS before, I'll break it down in my Zero to Launch video. From app idea to app store ready in 12 weeks. The full list of responsibilities, how long they take, and deliverables to have by a certain time. But before you watch that, can I trouble you to subscribe and leave a like? It costs you nothing and helps this video reach more people in your shoes. You grow, I grow, they grow. Most importantly, do grow. Thanks guys, see you next time.